Welcome to Alt-Hist AI, where we reimagine history with bold, mind-bending what-if scenarios. Coast of the Roman Empire, 117 AD. Torches burn on watchtowers along the shoreline. Roman guards scan the dark sea. Suddenly a strange sound, thunder, but not from the sky. Out of nowhere, two Sikorsky CH-53E Super Stallion helicopters race over the water, flying low, fast, and nearly silent until they're right overhead. They slow just above a strip of solid ground beyond the beach. No full landing, just close enough. Ropes fall. 45. U.S. Marines hit the ground and run straight into the trees. They have one goal: take control of the greatest empire in history. There are no reinforcements, no backup, no resupply. Just what they carry, and a risky plan that might actually work. And remember, this is a sandbox what-if scenario. We're not dealing with time travel paradoxes or aiming for perfect realism. Just asking, could this small modern force bring down the Roman Empire, or would they burn out before even reaching the gates of Rome? Let's find out. By day, the landing site becomes a nightmare. Heavy air, muddy ground, clouds of biting insects, and the threat of malaria. But it's also perfect cover. The tall reeds hide them completely. Locals stay away. Even Roman patrols avoid the area. This is the Pontine Marshes, about 55 kilometers south of Rome. The only thing louder than the helicopters is the silence. The Marines have 7 nights, maybe less. After that, the swamp turns on them. By day 10, the fevers will begin. But they chose this spot for one reason. It is the only landing zone big enough for 2 helicopters that doesn't alert every Roman outpost. Land closer, near the mouth of the Tiber River, and they fly right over docks, towers, and busy ports. Word would spread fast. Messengers would ride straight to Rome. By morning, the gates would be shut, the bridges sealed, and 8,000 Praetorian guards would be waiting. But landing here? That gives them one full night of invisibility. The Marines waste no time. They stash extra gear and rations in waterproof bags. They dig shallow sleeping holes. They launch scout drones that buzz silently above the trees. Just 45 men hiding in the darkness, watching the Roman Empire. They're highly trained, fully combat ready. Each carries an M4 or IR rifle, a M18 sidearm, and they're loaded with M320 grenade launchers, C4 explosives, flashbangs, smoke grenades, night vision goggles, and drones. But resources are tight. Each Marine has 3 days' worth of MREs, meals ready to eat, 9 magazines for their rifle, 3 for their sidearm. Just enough batteries for goggles, radios, and drones, if they ration carefully. They'll try to recharge using hand-crank generators and compact solar panels. The clock is ticking. Their mission isn't to hold territory. It's to strike Roman leadership before the empire even knows they exist. But now, they face a critical choice. How do you collapse an empire with just 45 men? They lay out 3 possible plans. Option A, hit Rome directly, march straight to the city. Breach the gates. End it all in one bold move. It sounds brave, but it's suicide. They'd be outnumbered, surrounded, and cut down. You don't just walk into Rome and start shooting. Option B, build a rebellion, arm the peasants, start a resistance. It worked in places like Afghanistan, but not here, not now. They have no allies, no maps, and not enough weapons. Rome controls everything: the roads, the grain, the fear. That kind of war takes years. They have a week, maybe less. So they choose option C, shock campaign. Strike hard, strike smart, psychological warfare. They'll hit high-value targets and vanish. Then hit again, harder. Burn villas, light fake signal fires, flood grain stores, sabotage aqueducts, attack tax stations, create chaos, then disappear into the night. They're not fighting to win battles. They're fighting to break Rome's confidence. The Marines use thermal sights, drones, and modern tactics to make the Romans believe something impossible is happening. In a world without flashlights, they completely control the night. Their first target is Forum Apai, a small hub southeast of the capital. At 3 a.m., they strike. Using suppressed rifles, they burn the stables, destroy written orders and courier notes, and disappear before dawn. By sunrise, Rome hears nothing, and that silence starts to spread. The next night, they hit a tax collector's mansion. They steal coins and burn important documents, not enough to cripple, but enough to spark fear and rumors. Then, strange fires appear in the hills. Roman watchtowers respond with signal fires, but nothing else follows. No messengers arrive, no signal patterns change. The capital becomes confused. They no longer know what's real. Rome responds as expected, by organizing. They send out more scouts, build roadblocks, and increase guard posts. But none of it seems to matter. The Marines stick to back roads and move only at night. When they need to cross the Via Appia, one of Rome's most important highways, they use thermal scopes to spot Roman guards and sneak past undetected. To confuse patrols, they leave false trails, broken branches, boot prints, and even fake camps. Roman soldiers begin chasing shadows. Their next target is an aqueduct that supplies water to part of the capital. The Marines plant explosives on one of its support columns. One controlled blast brings it down. Water flow stops immediately. Gravity does the rest. After that, they ambush a small Praetorian convoy near Ardea, a coastal town about 35 kilometers south of Rome. 2 grenades are launched from M320s. The first explodes under the lead horse. The second hits the supply cart. The chaos spreads. Then the rifles open fire. Within 10 seconds, every rider is down. No survivors. Every strike is carefully planned using drone surveillance that maps out targets from miles away. In ancient Rome, that kind of intelligence is like having the power of time travel. To the locals, these attackers aren't just soldiers. They're something else entirely. And the Roman legions? They're still far from home. Troops are stationed in distant provinces like Britannia, Judea, Germania, and along the Danube. Even if a warning message gets sent, it will take weeks to reach them, if it gets through at all. The roads are broken, courier stations destroyed. The only remaining route is a boat along the coast, and even that takes days just to reach the next major city. Rome's only real defense nearby is the Praetorian Guard. They're elite, yes, but trained to stop riots, not fight against an enemy they can't see. They've never faced drones, laser pointers, or automatic gunfire coming from the trees. The Senate goes into panic. Regional governors flee. Grain shipments are halted. Water stops flowing. Cities nearby go quiet. No one knows who's next. Then comes the final move. After midnight, the Marines steal a fishing boat and row silently up the Tiber River. No lights, no talking, just the sound of paddles in the water. At the edge of the city, they find an old sewer gate in the river wall. A block of C4 hidden under wet rags blows it open with a soft thump. No echo, no alert. They slip inside, knee-deep in sewage, moving carefully through total darkness. A narrow tunnel leads them into a storage room below the palace kitchens. 2 Marines quietly remove the wooden door from its hinges. No bang, just a creak. Then, flashbangs down the hallway. Smoke grenades fill the marble corridors. The rifles move in behind. The Emperor, Trajan, is far away in the east. But his regents are here, along with a small night shift of Praetorian guards. 3 Marine fire teams rise from the storage room. Team 1 moves through the kitchens. 2 half-asleep cooks open a door and freeze at the sight of rifles. Zip-tied, silenced, left behind. Team 2 cuts the lights in a side hallway. 2 flashbangs roll toward a guard post. Blinding flashes, thunderous cracks. The guards hit the floor before they can even draw their swords. Team 3 waits outside the regent's chamber. Using a Halligan bar and a rubber-capped hammer, they force the door quietly. No explosions. They move in fast, rifles up, lasers scanning. The Praetorian prefect, the top military officer in the palace, reaches for his sword. One silenced shot takes him down instantly. The rest freeze with shields half raised. The regents, still in their night clothes, are zip-tied and placed under guard. Total time inside, 10 minutes. 12 guards are neutralized. No alarms are triggered. By sunrise, the halls of the palace are silent. Outside, Rome wakes to stillness. They did it. In 7 nights, the Marines dismantled the Roman chain of command. No fires, no war. Just silence. The Praetorian Guard is humiliated. The Senate is frozen in fear. But can the Marines actually hold power? Not likely, at least not for long. If Rome manages to send a message to the legions or to Emperor Trajan himself, help may already be on the way. And the Marines? Their ammunition is nearly gone. Their batteries are dying. The swamp has turned against them. The first fevers hit hard. But the mission? It's already done. They could try to set up a puppet ruler, or maybe even sit on the throne themselves for a week. But they won't last, because once word spreads, everything starts to shift. Generals, governors, and river lords all start seeing an opportunity, a shot at power. The empire either breaks apart or finds a new leader with a new direction. But one thing is certain, the Marines left a mark that history would never forget. They didn't raise a flag, they didn't capture cities, but they made fear contagious. For years, people would argue, who were they? Mythical warriors? Visitors from a distant, advanced land? Or were they gods? So, could a single U.S. Marine platoon conquer ancient Rome? Technically, yes, but only for a moment. Still, that moment could spark a completely new path for the future of the empire. And if you thought that was insane, just wait until a Navy SEAL team runs into 10,000 samurai. That story's coming up next. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And make sure to subscribe to the channel for more epic alternate history adventures. See you in the next one.